Welcome back to another episode of The Great Perspective, where we talk sports, family, politics, and everything in between. It's a lot going on. The NBA started. We had some big games in college football, and we had some NBA, NFL news. But we're gonna start it off with college football. Derek, go ahead and start us off.
Um, well, college football right now, the parity is out the window. Ole Miss beating Oklahoma in Oklahoma. And all the top dogs won this week.
Everybody
Oregon,
that
well,
was expecting.
Ohio State had a bye week this week.
Mm.
And Vandy won. And I got breaking news from that loss LSU suffered last week to Vanderbilt. They informed Kelly, the head coach, that he will not return next year.
Mm.
And South Carolina had the game in their hands and fumbled the ball again.
Yeah. That coach, he got to go after this because they won't even make a bowl game.
No, because I think their next game is Ole Miss.
Yeah, they 3-5. They won't even make a bowl game because they won't beat Ole Miss, and even if they beat Clemson and who they play after that, Coastal Carolina, that's only 5 wins.
Yeah.
And you need 6 wins to make a bowl game. They won't even make a bowl game.
And Clemson on the verge of not making a bowl game.
Yeah, they on the decline too.
And but I like the way BYU playing. They undefeated, but they still only ranked number 11. Because if you ain't in the power conference, they don't respect it.
Mm-hmm.
Houston undefeated, but the conference they in keeping them out of the top 10.
Yeah.
But it's gonna get more exciting the closer we get to the playoffs. Next month, the month of November, you'll see the sparks fly. I'm especially anxious to see the SEC tournament. I mean the SEC championship game.
Mm-hmm. Which would probably be
switching to the NFL, which y'all saw today. Cowboys getting demolished. It don't matter. You can have the best offense in the world, but if your defense letting people you get 100. Michael Herman say, like Oprah, you get 100. You get 100.
What was the final score in that game?
Like 40-something to 24.
So that means the offense didn't even score.
Yeah, but a lot of times you don't have to score 40 and 50 to win. You score over 20 points, your offense came to play. You got to remember, Denver got the number 1 defense right now.
Yeah.
And Dallas put up 24 points in Denver.
Yeah.
You can't complain. Now, if Dallas been held to 10 points or something, yeah. But they came to play.
But what I saw was that on one of the plays, he looked like Shador Sanders in Colorado. He did. You saw that play? He did the same thing Shador used to do in Colorado because he didn't have no offensive line. He running back 10, 15 yards, taking the sack. So that means the offensive line is sketchy. They don't have no secondary on defense. They don't have no pass rush.
That pass rush killing them.
That's just
that pass. They should have paid Michael Parsons. I didn't know missing a pass rush affect the entire team like that.
Because you got to think, right? If Dak putting up numbers and he can score with a healthy, he got Lamb and Pickens healthy, right? The running back y'all got is decent. He decent.
Yeah.
Devontae Williams, he decent. So you got decent running back. You got two receivers. Actually, they two number one receivers. You got two number one receivers on your team. All right, you got a decent quarterback. He not top tier, but he decent. He putting up numbers.
And you got a top 5 tight end in Ferguson.
You got tight end. Then you got to think, okay, so if you got Parsons on the other end, now the smart move would have been to add Clowney with Parsons. Now the offensive line don't know what to do because now you got Clowney and you got Parsons. You got to double team Parsons, but then Parsons and Clowney would have fed off each other, and it was just the defense would have been totally different because you get when a quarterback get pressure and you getting like 10 pressures. He don't have time because the NFL. That's why it's hard for rookie quarterbacks because the game is a lot faster than high school and college in the NFL. So if you got two pass rushers, or if you didn't get Clowney and you just had Parsons disrupts the flow. You got to account for him as a defensive coordinator and as a quarterback. You have to account for Parsons. It's like playing against Bosa. You got to account for Bosa or
TJ Watts.
TJ Watts. You got that's what I was thinking about. You got to account for him. So you got to shift, make adjustments on your offensive line and account for him. But without a Parsons, they ain't even worrying about you.
Yeah, but see, and when you think about it, the totality of it, even if Michael Parsons didn't get a sack and he pressured the quarterback, that made the quarterback do something he didn't want to do or throw the ball too soon. And that's why Bland and Diggs, the first 2 seasons, led the league in interceptions because of the pressure Parsons putting on those quarterbacks. Because if you take Parsons, you see Diggs and Bland numbers decline. Because the quarterback got too much time in the pocket to think. But it's a good game on now, Green Bay and Pittsburgh. 7-6 Green Bay.
Okay.
And Jerry, I take back what I was saying about the NFC East. It belongs to Philly.
Yeah.
You see the way Philly demolished the Giants today? And Dallas, is what it is.
So Dallas is now what, 5-4? No, 4-3. No, 3-4.
3-4.
3-4. Well, they got a tie, so really they
3-5.
3-5, but because that tie is gonna hurt them at the end. So yeah, so but Dallas still can make the playoffs. They just gotta, if they win, if they beat Philly on the head up, then they can still make the playoffs because they'll be 3-0 in their division. So they can still make the playoffs. It's just we just have to see, man. I know my Panthers got embarrassed by Buffalo today.
Yeah. And I didn't know why they wasn't running Rico Dowdle.
I don't know.
And
I just saw like a little bit of because it wasn't they didn't show that game. But I was able to see about it, but they yeah, they're not the quarterback is too small. You
he
see
hurt,
they need a quarterback.
but he didn't play.
But
Dalton
I'm just
played.
saying they need a quarterback anyway. I mean,
Yeah.
whether you got whoever, they need a quarterback. So you got a decent receiver we got out of the draft from Arizona State. And then you got that rookie from South Carolina. So we got a good core receiving group. We got a running back. The defense is okay. They have flashes of a top 10 defense. But then you have games like today where you play an elite quarterback, a better offensive line. The weaknesses show. That's why, college is gonna see it. We were talking about college. The closer they get to uh, the end of the season, and when they get in the playoffs, me and you had a conversation about Vanderbilt. They look like they're gonna be a Cinderella team, but when they go in the playoffs and they play them top Ohio State and all those top teams, it's gonna be a different story. I think they're gonna be one and done.
They might not make it, but yeah.
Nah, they're gonna make the playoffs. They already undefeated.
No, they're not.
Huh?
They're not undefeated.
No, that's right.
They're
But
7-1.
yeah, but and
Alabama beat them.
most of the I don't know. They'll make the playoffs. I mean, they have to lose 2 more games because they've already beat uh some elite teams.
Yeah.
So they'll make the playoffs.
But switching to the NBA, we trying to squeeze a lot in this little segment because we got a late show this week, but being the start of the league, Luka looking great.
Yeah.
Luka dropping 40 like it's a free throw.
Mm-hmm.
Dallas Mavericks, Cooper Flag is okay, but
Yeah,
Dallas
he
ain't
only
reached
had
their
10
potential,
points. Yeah, he
huh?
only had 10 points. He only had 10 points, but he a rookie, and he
Yeah,
can't. Hit the expectations is for him to feel uh Luka's shoes, and he got to remember, and the people around him got to kind of keep him, level.
level-headed.
Yeah, because you're not going to be able to do that. You know what I'm saying? Everybody is not a LeBron. And they putting
No,
that pressure on him like, okay, we traded Luka. We got the number 1 pick. And yeah, you a great player. I mean, you were great in college, but this is the NBA. And he has to just keep his health level, continue to work, put the work in, and then let his over time he progress and get better. Cause I mean, like I said, he only had 10 points and I think 5 rebounds.
yeah, but they'll get better, especially when Kyrie come back. And then when I
That
watch
changes.
OKC, they look like they ain't miss a beat. They like straight out the NBA Finals, straight into the next season. So
Mm-hmm.
if something dramatic don't happen, we might be seeing a dynasty on our hand. Because
I
all
really
them
don't
boys are
understand
young.
that though. When I look at that team, I really just don't understand it. I said that last year or
You don't
this
see how they
last.
do it.
I don't see how they do it. I don't see it. Like normally when you think about dynasties and you think about, let's say in the '80s, you know, you think about the Lakers. They had Kareem and Magic and Byron Scott and James Worthy, you know, and you think about even the Bulls in the '90s or the Bad Boy Pistons or the Boston Celtics. You know, they had 4, 5 players that were Hall of Fame type players on all those teams. Even the Detroit in the early 2000s, the Lakers with Kobe and Shaq. You know, this team right here, Oklahoma, I don't see how they doing it, but they doing it. But I will say this. Kyrie come back, because that's my team going into the finals. Kyrie come back with that roster, with Flag and a healthy AD and uh, Gafford and Likely, Klay Thompson having, you know, sparks of his old self here and there. Uh, they're gonna be something to mess. They're gonna be something to deal with. It's gonna be difficult to guard against them once they get to clicking. Because this is the only
Yeah.
week. Once they get to clicking, it's gonna be dangerous. It's gonna be hard for teams to guard them. It's gonna be
Yeah.
hard.
But when you look at the East, Giannis doing this thing, still 30 and 20.
Mm-hmm.
But New York, you know, with that new coach, Mike Brown, you know, they look all right. I still don't see the East doing anything with the West, whoever come out the West.
Nah,
But
it was I would say last year, the last few years, 2 or 3 years, the East kind of balanced the NBA out, where it was interesting to watch. Like, because normally, you know, you like, you know, the East is like, okay, maybe, you know, Giannis, you know, that team, you know, maybe Boston, Miami might do something, you know, but Cleveland, you know, like last year, Cleveland had the best record in the NBA. But that didn't even matter when it came down to the playoffs. But the West has dominated the NBA for the last 10 years, probably longer than that. I don't see nobody in the East doing anything with the West.
mm-mm.
You're not going to beat Dallas. You're not going to beat LA. You're not going to beat Oklahoma.
And you see how good LA is playing with the additions of DeAndre Ayton and I forgot that point guard name, Morris. I forgot his name.
Yeah.
But
Smart. Who was that?
Marcus Smart.
Yeah, Marcus Smart. Yeah.
What Marcus Smart brings is defense. That's how they beat who the Lakers beat the other night. Was that Golden State?
Yeah, I
Yeah,
think it
they
was.
blew them out.
Mhm. Yeah, I don't think the West is going to be dominant this year. Because then you got to think about KD and Houston. They get the clicking.
Yeah.
KD
And
with those young boys. Man, them young Bucks and KD, they get the clicking because they were already good last year. So, um,
oh no,
I
let me that was a mistake. Golden State beat the Lakers. The Lakers blew out Minnesota. Ant-Man and them.
yeah,
That's who the Lakers blew out. But the Lakers playing this good with LeBron on the bench. When you bring LeBron back and you got Marcus Smart and all them coming off the bench, oh man, like I say, that West gonna be wide open.
mm-hmm.
But that East don't stand a chance because with Miami losing Jimmy Butler to Golden State, Milwaukee lost Damian Lillard.
Yeah.
Indiana, they star player out. Boston star player out.
Yeah.
You know, Jason Tatum.
Boston lost Hartford.
Yeah, and they lost Hartford. And they lost the Unicorn to Atlanta. So and Jason Tatum don't
Boston is done.
Yeah, Jason Tatum was supposed to come back until the end of the year. So they season over.
Yeah.
But and dealing with Philly, Maxey playing good, Embiid so, but Eddie George ain't coming back to the end of the year. So it's always something with the East.
Mm-hmm.
So, but yeah, I'm gonna be buckled in. It's a little early to make predictions, but we're gonna keep y'all informed.
I'm riding in. I'm Dallas all the way. I'm Dallas all the way. I already picked my team. I'm riding with Dallas.
And not to switch notes to politics. What you seen anything lately in politics that you want to share?
Politics, not so much, but the big news is what happened with Chauncey Billups and that whole NBA scandal.
Oh yeah, that's what we missed.
Yeah.
The big NBA scandal with Chauncey Billups. 50 players and coaches supposed to be indicted.
Mm-hmm.
The league is backing them 100% to get on top of this because they don't want that black stain on them.
I think we're either gonna have one or two things. We're either gonna have one of the best NBA seasons we've seen in a long time. I think that's what we're gonna see because the NBA has to save the brand. So all them players that were sitting out, you know how like after the All-Star game, they start sitting out to get rest? They're not gonna be able to do that. Because the optics is gonna look like you're not doing that. You're trying to you're doing that to allegedly shave points or whatever, or the gambling, all that stuff, allegedly. So I think we're gonna have a good NBA season. It started off good with Wemby from San Antonio starting it off with a good game against Dallas, and then Luka coming out with 40 plus, and so I think we're gonna have a good game. I guarantee the top at the very top, starting with the commissioner and all the top executives, already talked to all the owners, all the GMs, and they've already sat down with the players and had those private meetings with the players and said, "This is the season that we're gonna have. Y'all got to get on the court and you got to play your heart out, because if not, we're gonna have a stain on the brand." And Vegas can't can't have that, because the gambling does bring money, and then you don't want players to think the games are fixed. You don't want fans to think the games are fixed. You get what I'm saying? So you got to get on top of it, because now that's out in the atmosphere. That's the elephant in the room. Are these players fixing the games? Which, that's one person, maybe two, one or two people, a coach and a player on two different teams. But is it widespread? I heard, Stephen A. Smith said he believes it's widespread. He believes
Mm.
that it's gonna involve the NBA. I heard one sports commentator said he believes that one interview I saw, they believe that it's going to touch every sports from baseball to hockey, NBA, WNBA, every these investigations going to bring up all the whatever's been going on behind the scenes. The last thing the NBA want is going, and the NFL is
Yeah.
going into the season that the games are fixed. When people think and that some of the games are fixed anyway. When you look at like, hey, why when you go pay money to go see a game and LeBron ain't playing, or you go uh uh whoever ain't playing. I'm like, why they ain't playing? You know what I'm saying? So they like Luka sat out his last year. I forgot how many games. It was like over a month for a thumb. You know what I'm saying? It was a thumb injury. He sat out for over a month for that. They won't be able to do that. They're gonna have to start doing like the NFL. Like get your treatment, get with the trainers, get your treatment, and get back out there and play.
Yeah.
Because, and I know people still betting, which I don't understand why. Because I said I'm not doing that. I'm not touching FanDuel. I ain't touching. That's just a personal opinion. You said you still gonna do it. My personal opinion. Once I know that what I was already thinking that some of the games were fixed, and now I know it was fixed. I'm not gonna bet, even though I don't care if it's small betting. I'm not gonna bet. But you said you're gonna do it, and I've been looking at certain things, and other people are still betting. So it's not affecting them. But for me, I just personally, I'm not gonna do it because I know they. I don't know if. I mean, you probably won't do it now that somebody got caught, but it's the fact that it was going on. You get what I'm saying?
Mm.
I put my money on it. All that. I used to do underdog, but I ain't doing that. I ain't doing none of it. But they still gonna get paid. Those betting platforms, people still betting. Americans, we're like that. We'll know something is wrong, but we still go along with it anyway.
Yeah, I
Something
just like
we still go along with it anyway.
in the 60s when it came out that wrestling was fake. So in the 70s, everybody knew it was fake, but they still sold out arenas.
Hmm.
They still paid money to see these wrestlers that they knew was actually actors
And they
because
still
it's
do it
scripted,
today. Yeah.
and they still doing it right now.
Yeah, they got a Netflix deal now. I wonder if this scandal with the NBA hurts their Amazon Prime, because they're supposed to be on Prime. If that's affected.
Oh no, I don't think so. I watched it yesterday. Matter of fact, I watched it last night. The game was on Prime last night. LA and Minnesota.
Okay, but I was just wondering if they're gonna. I don't know. I guess they. I don't know. They, from a business perspective, they might be looking at. Okay, well, let's look and see how fans react. We already know the
Yeah.
media will be all over it, right? But how the fans react, because the fans are the ones that generate the money outside of advertising. And if the fans are not watching and buying tickets and participating and buying merchandise, the advertisers know they can't make any money because there's the ratings are going down, which the NBA were already hurting with ratings, and this is just a stain on the. It's just stain. I hate to see that because you want, as a sports fan, and I watch everything. I watch basketball, football. I watch baseball really during playoff time. I watch women's basketball.
Like right now, the World Series tied up. Toronto won, Dodgers won. So I thought the Dodgers was gonna sweep them, but they gonna be in for a dogfight.
Yeah. Yeah.
But we about to run out of time. We gonna probably catch y'all on Tuesday to give y'all the pre-weekend lineup and our predictions. Monday night you got Kansas City, Washington going to Kansas City. Ain't much of a game. The way Kansas City playing, they should blow them out.
Yeah, Washington. I had them under Philly in NFC East. I had them number 2, but they've fallen off. So okay, that gives the Cowboys a chance to get up there. But then they're on like a win lose kind of thing, and then Philly is just rolling along. So I
Yeah.
think Philly's going to run away with that division. So tomorrow, Kansas City playing Washington. Even though I like Daniels as a quarterback, I think
But he ain't playing, I don't think. I think Mariota playing.
yeah, Mariota's playing. I think, and I used to I like Mariota coming out of Oregon. I think Kansas City's going to run with that. I watched I watched a little bit of it, to see how things go, but because we got it's a sports show, so you want to watch the games just to see how players play and how things are. But I already know that Kansas City gonna run away with that one.
But we want to thank y'all for watching. Don't forget to hit that like button, that share button, that subscribe button.
Yeah, make sure
And
y'all support the channel. I know we got some new subscribers, and we want to say thank you for subscribing and supporting us. Like I said, as we go and doing this channel, it's only been about a month and a half or so, maybe 2 months, and we're trying to improve, looking at different platforms to improve the quality of the show and different things. So we just want to thank everybody that subscribed and continue to support and drop some comments down. If you got anything you got to say, you want to comment on, suggestions, you want to reply about any of the topics that we talked about, whether it was sports, politics, or the latest current events, just hit us up in the comments and let us know your thoughts and what you think. Got any last word, Derek?
just to iterate what you were saying, and stay tuned for the next show.
All right. So we see y'all next time. Peace. Thank you for joining The Great Perspective.